What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. So before we talk about the topic of the video, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on my issue I was having with my LED fog light. So the ultimate fix, it is now fixed. The ultimate fix for it was it needed a new connector. The wire ended up breaking inside the old connector, so we replaced the connector, reset the wire, everything works great now, no big deal. So I wanted to give you guys an update on that one. So let's now get to the topic of the day. All right, I apologize if you're getting a little wind noise. So today, the objective is very simple. We are going to take off the TRD rear sway bar. Now, I don't want you to think I don't recommend the TRD rear sway bar. I just don't recommend it for the TRD Pro suspension. We're gonna take it off, then we're gonna take it for a test drive and see if it actually made any difference. Back when I had the TRD Pro suspension and no TRD rear sway bar, I felt the ride was a little bit better. It let the suspension travel a little bit more, whether you're off-road or on-road. That's the name of the game. But overall, if you don't have the TRD Pro suspension, it's definitely something you might want to check out. The Tundras are known for their body roll, so it really helps keeping the truck, grounded, especially in the corners. It definitely helps the feel of the truck. So I'm going to take this thing off. Even Toyota recommends not putting on a TRD rear sway bar with the Pro suspension because it limits the travel, and that's what the Pro suspension is all about. So finally, we're going to use this. I got this a couple months ago. We got a new impact wrench from DeWalt, so I'm going to check that thing out. No more air tools for me. They never work. So I'm going to start with the two hardest bolts all the time, and then we'll work from there to get this thing off. It shouldn't take very long. If you're someone who's never put on a rear sway bar, it's super easy. It's actually one of those modifications that's great to start on. Sorry about the wind. That's great to start on if you're not really into doing any of your own car mods. It's very simple. Toyota always includes really good instructions with their parts as well. So we're gonna take this thing off real quick, and then we'll take it for a test drive and see what we think. One more thing before we start. If you are new to the channel, I have a promo code at a website called sparksparts.com. They have all Toyota, TRD, some aftermarket parts for the Tundra. So the promo code is TundraDude34, and it saves you 5%. So go check it out. The rear sway bar's there, the exhaust is there, BA muffler exhaust, Magnuson Supercharger. When you start spending that kind of money, 5% definitely helps, so check it out. So the first thing I'm going to focus on are these bedside bolts right here. They've been a little bit of a pain on all the TRD rear sway bars that I've put on and taken off. These are the bolts that always slow it down a little bit, so we're going to see if this new DeWalt has the power to get it off quick. For all the years you guys were giving me crap about using air tools to try to get off those bolts and it took me so long, I owe you a drink because this thing is legit and it took 5 seconds each side. So thank you, DeWalt. Shout out to Eric Jones, number 20. Here's the next step to taking it off. We got a bracket here and a bracket there. Just be careful of all your brake lines and everything. Take your time, don't rush. All right, before you take the rest of the bedside bolts out, you might want to put a towel or something under it to protect it from falling, especially if you're going to reuse it. You don't want to scratch the paint or anything. Alright, here's the sway bar we just took off and all the links and connectors and everything. Still looks brand new. I mean, we live in New Jersey. There's salt all over the roads for snow and everything looks pretty good. I mean, you get a little little bit of that corrosion, but nothing crazy. So I don't know what we're going to end up doing with this thing. Maybe end up on my father's 2018 Limited. It would be a good test on the limited suspension, see if it does anything for that. So that's probably what we'll do with it. Before we take the truck for a test drive, I got to give a big shout out to VCG Construction. My buddy Vince and Nick over there at that channel, check them out. They are the ones who suggested this wonderful tool to me at the perfect time, because today was kind of a test for this tool to see if it could handle the sway bar, because as you know, we bought a new exhaust tailpipe kit and I want to do that myself, of course, and this tool will have no problem taking care of that. So go check them out, VCG Construction. And once again, thank you, Vince, for the suggestion. 10 out of 10 right here. All right, so we just took off the TRD rear sway bar and it is now time for the test drive. So I'm gonna drive this thing around and then I will come back with a little report. Until then, let's enjoy the ride. I don't know if you could see it, but in the left lane, that maroon van right in front of this black car next to me, just smoking all over the place, just everywhere. Just get some maintenance done. This is what I was really looking forward to, these 25-mile-an-hour turns. See how much the body rolls here. Yeah, you could definitely feel it in the back quite a bit. Let's do it again. Anytime you get on the brakes is when you can really feel it. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Not too bad though. This one is more like a 15-mile-an-hour turn, so we'll see this one. Oh yeah. All right, so that was the first drive with no rear sway bar. Immediate difference, and I'm not just saying that. It's amazing how much a $230 part can do for a $50,000 truck. Kind of blows my mind a little bit. There is a trade-off, and the trade-off is this. When you have the rear sway bar, it just helps overall with the way the truck travels down the road, the way it corners, everything like that. One of the things that I noticed a lot on this ride with no rear sway bar on was I had a crosswind, and the way it moves the truck around. And it's not just, you know, the wind will move the truck with or without a sway bar, but it's just the way you can kind of feel the body sway. Anti-sway bar, but like in the cornering, anytime you change lanes, you definitely can feel a little bit of a difference. And the trade-off that's good about no sway bar, at least for the TRD Pro suspension, is the fact that it rides the bumps a little bit better in the rear. It's not so jarring because that suspension is allowed to do that traveling that it's designed to do. So I'm pretty happy right now that I took it off. It will take some getting used to, and like I said, there is quite a bit of difference in feel in the truck without the rear sway bar. Now, once again, if you don't have the TRD Pro suspension, I highly recommend the TRD rear sway bar. The reason I took it off is because I have the TRD Pro suspension. But anytime I've had a TRD rear sway bar and any other suspension, I loved it. So definitely go check it out. And once again, Tundra Dude 34 promo code saves you 5% at Sparks Parts. They have the rear sway bar. It's like $230, very easy install. And if you don't like it, you could always take it off and throw it up on Craigslist or whatever the kids are using nowadays. But I'm glad I did it. Let me know what you think. Have you ever had a bad experience with the TRD rear sway bar? Because this for me is like my fifth. I've installed on friends' trucks too, and everyone seems to love it. And having this channel now for over 3 years, everyone I talk to as far as viewers absolutely love it. Whether it be they watched my video of me suggesting it and just absolutely fell in love with it, or, you know, they put it on themselves and then reported back to me. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. Twitter and Instagram at TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. One more thing before I let you go, that DeWalt tool. It is amazing, and it is going to open up doors to all these different installs that we can do now. I finally have something that works. I should have listened to people a long time ago. So thank you for everyone telling me to check that out, especially VCG once again. So I'll talk to you guys later and let me know what you think.